everyone. I am filming in a different light. I'm trying to get this in 10-12 minutes, so we're gonna kind of jump right in. I wanted to kind of give you a journal update. I haven't done one since January and things have kind of changed journaling wise. I've finished some journals, I've moved into a new one. Just kind of wanted to show you my current setup, and this is kind of well timed because I thought maybe this could be kind of like a quarterly thing because I do journal a lot. I journal almost every day, and I'm here to talk about my main journal, so not my gratitude journal or anything else, just my main one that I use for everyday thoughts and things like that. So first up, if you've watched my January journal update, I talked about this journal right here. I got it at Crate & Barrel a while ago, made to kind of look like an old book. It's great. I really like the setup of this. It had lined paper, blank paper, and grid paper kind of in 3 different sections. The thing I didn't like about this was that the paper was very thick, and so I felt like I was filling it up rather quickly. It's a pretty hefty journal to begin with because of the thickness of paper, but I liked that it was kind of craft paper colored. It gave it a lot of character. It made it feel very vintage, like an old book. But because the pages were so thick, I really couldn't put too much in it without really making it bulky. So I'm glad I only picked up one of these, and now that I'm starting to pare down in my journals. I have not really, I guess, hoarded journals. I used to buy a lot of journals and just keep blank ones about, you know, for those just in case, or like, I like this cover kind of scenario, and I haven't really done that in a long time. I only buy what I need. After I've finished that journal, I actually moved into 3 mini journals that I got from, I think, Anthropology. I think they had them on sale or something. They are wider than your like here Moleskine notebooks, the mini ones. But I love the kind of smooth, satiny sort of texture on these notebooks. I have no idea where these are from. I think these are Korean. They're mini note number 8 and mini note number 5 notebooks from Paperways, I think. 25% post-consumer recycled paper. Really cute. So that's the blue version, and then that's kind of like the coral pink version. The blue one had grid paper, and then the coral one had a smaller grid paper. I liked these because they were kind of handheld, small, but because they were so small and that pretty much my hand size there, you really couldn't put too much. And I tend to be one of those people that if I see like an image in a magazine, I will paste it in, photographs, things like that. And so I named these 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. Sadly, I didn't have a 4 to kind of complete it, but I'll most likely like ribbon or bandage these together and keep that as considering one journal, because I do number my journals in chronological order. A fun thing I did do with these is I found myself, because it was on a smaller scale, I was more want to decorate the inside. I added like journaling cards and things like that and washi. I just felt more inspired in decorating this. And because the top portion was pretty much this big thick line, most likely for you to date and put details of the day that you're writing on, I didn't really do too much aside from add Tim Holtz washi tape to the top right there to kind of give it some, I don't know, design, because otherwise it was just kind of unused space that was wasted. And so I actually ended up using a whole roll of washi for that, and that was my first time finishing washi, and that was a good feeling. I feel like I'm hoarding a lot of stationery, so this kind of gave me a chance to start using some of the things and the craft items that I have. I also used and finished one Midori insert because if you've watched my Midori haul, I bought one and I'm really happy with it. So I read a lot of reviews on Midori inserts and what people liked in terms of the different versions that they came out with. And I did like the way my pen writes on these, on this type of paper, but I have also tried out the very thin notebook paper that I have in my current Midori that I'm using right now, and it's almost finished. And between the two, because the paper is so thick on this, you don't get as many pages. You get twice the amount of pages in the thinner notebook paper. And I feel like my ink weight actually absorbs a little bit better in the thinner insert. And the amount that I journal just doesn't make sense. It's just not economical for me to keep using these. I do have, I think, two more of these notebooks that I will be kind of spacing out and use. But and I'm not a sketcher normally. I don't really draw anymore, so my having this sort of thicker paper for me just doesn't make sense. And so this worked out well. This was nice to just kind of give it a trial use and see how it worked out. I love the size of it. It's there's plenty of space for journaling, but there's also plenty of space for me to stick things in, paste things in, and I just really like that kind of handheld size here. As I mentioned, I have the thinner notebook paper in here. I'm very happy with it. It absorbs the pen very well, not entirely, and so I've got a system in here that I'll show you when I flip the camera through to show you what I kind of use to get around the fact that it doesn't absorb completely. But I like that it's a handheld size. I like that it's customizable. The Midori is very well made, so you're getting quite a bit of quality performance for the amount of money that you invest into this. And I did a lot of research because of that, because initially the cost for getting all the materials and everything is quite a bit. You could go through a lot of different sites like Etsy shops and things like that for alternative notebook inserts and accessories and things like that, but I got most of my things from Goulet pens and then a few things from Amazon. I think I'm convinced this is going to be the way that I'm going to go for journaling for quite a while, and I'm happy with that decision because I know I spent a lot of money on it, and I wanted this to be kind of like a long-term thing. Instead of me having to go out and buy a new journal each time, I could just buy the new inserts to replace it. So I'm going to now flip the camera around and show you how I have my Midori set up. So I've got my Midori here. I have the regular size in brown. I just like the more natural colors, so I decided against getting the black cover. Very thick leather, but it's not so stiff that it's uncomfortable to use, or you're not able to lay it completely flat, which I do enjoy. You are able to kind of lay everything flat when you write. I kept the brown elastic string, one pen loop, because I only write in black for the most part. Sometimes I change it up when I'm traveling, but currently it's the Uniball Vision Elite pen in black. I think this is 0.7 millimeter. I only carry the one, I don't know, I found that with journaling too, now that I'm trying to pare down my life and everything, I am trying to not carry as much. I tend to carry a lot, and so this I'm trying to keep as lightweight as possible, because with everything in it already, and this is as minimum as I can get it to be for journaling, this is still a pretty good weight. So along with everything else that I tend to carry, say I'm taking this to a cafe or something, this can get pretty heavy. Okay, so the first part of my Midori notebook is I've got the business card insert. I just had some pictures developed in wallet size to keep there as kind of like, I don't know, things that make me smile, happy times, motivation. I've got a picture of the tiny house that we recently stayed at as kind of like a reminder of, I can pare down even more and, just live a simplistic life, so that's kind of why it's there. Picture of me in London when we were there for our honeymoon, so we're going there in, I don't know, hopefully the fall, September maybe, And so that's kind of like a reminder like, hey, I should not spend so much so I can save up for that vacation. The second pocket is the Ziploc pocket. And so I've got in here some of my favorite stickers. So I'll kind of go through those quickly. These are like London stickers that I got from Yozo Craft. These are also from Yozo Craft. Some cute little animation sort of creatures. I don't even know what they are. I think they're like penguins, bears? I think it's a cat too. Polar bears, yeah. A little book plate with a bunny on it just makes me happy. Some stickers. I think these are from Target. My brother got me. Some little date labels and things like that that I use. These a pen pal sent me. These are some more stickers that pen pal sent me. These are like London themed. They're too cute to use, but I'm trying to not have that mentality. It's just to use my stickers. Some more here. I always keep some stamps with me in case I need to mail something off, and these are, I think I featured these in a haul recently in one of my vlogs. I got that in a boutique in Seattle, I believe, in the Luca Boutique. I think that's what that place is called. So that's what's in that first insert there. I went a little crazy on just trying to use up stickers and washi on this notebook. So that's what I have there. As I mentioned, I have a lot of those art stickers, and so I've taken to just keeping or putting one in each of those little rectangles for every new notebook that I have. And I've got the thin paper for this. I think it's number 13. I think that's what the notebook paper is. And it's that really thin kind of like, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it. There's a lot of Asian stationery that tends to have that sort of paper. It's very thin, but it absorbs ink beautifully for the thinness of the paper. And so, as I mentioned, I had a way of getting around it. And what that is I cut out 2 pieces of grid paper. And what I do is, after I've written a fresh page, say that I've written this page here, what I'll do is I'll lay one down so my hand doesn't smear, because I've had that happen before. I tend to like a very bold ink weight, and so it tends to take a while to dry. And I have no patience for it to just sit there. I just want to keep journaling. And sometimes when you're in the train of thought, you don't want to break that. And so I will lay that over the top, let that absorb, and it works out perfectly. What this also acts is a grid, so I can slip it underneath a fresh page, and I don't know if you can see, but it creates a faint grid line so I can write straight on this blank paper, so everything's neat. And that works out perfectly. I really like that system, and I mean, it's just 2 pieces of paper, so it really doesn't add any bulk to my Midori. I have a little bunny charm that I got at Joann's. I actually can't find any charm that I'm happy with to put over the elastic in the front yet. I have ideas, and I'm playing around with it. I'm going to see how it goes in the next couple months or so, and maybe report back in my next journal video. But as you can see, I don't really have too many pages left in this notebook. Here's me trying to use up some more stickers. But that'll be soon finished, and I might actually move on to, here, I'm going to grab it, the Moleskine Chapters edition. I finally got my hands on one. I saw it at the Barnes & Noble close by me over the weekend. It is slightly wider than your notebook, so this is the 13 notebook that's with the thin paper. It seems like it's a little bit wider, just by a little bit. So I don't know if it's going to stick out too much in my Midori, but because it's also Moleskine, it's not ultra thin paper. It's still that very, I guess, normal paper weight that Moleskine has. And this is lined, but some people have said that you can get this blank and dotted as well. And it came in this olive color, which I'm not too crazy about, but it was the only color that they had. So I'm debating if I want to move into this one right away or stick with this one for now. Choices. I know. what we journalers go through. So this is the other side of that zip pocket insert. I've got some journaling cards here, a couple library type cards from Knot and Bow. I think that's what the company is called. Got a picture of my brother and I on his birthday. I've tried to keep things that really make me happy in here. That's a picture of us in London. Oh, here's the business card of that boutique that I got a lot of those cute things from. So I don't know if they have a online store, but walking into that store is like an absolute dream. There's so many cool, whimsical things, stationery items, there's local beauty items, so beautifully decorated. It just looks like, I don't know, just go check it out because there's just so many cool things to look at. And then I also keep a journaling card with some of my favorite paper clips in case. And then lastly, this is the other part of the business card holder, some more pictures of our honeymoon and some bunny stickers because I love bunnies and I'm just obsessed with them. This is actually a business card of an Etsy store that I got a watercolor of a panda for my husband from, and they have a bunny one that I have my eye on. This is really cute. My nephew, who's obsessed with dinosaurs and who can memorize facts like nothing, decided to make me dinosaur flashcards so I could carry them with me in case people asked me these dinosaur facts and I didn't know the answers of. So I thought that was too cute. I had to keep one in here. It just makes me smile. And I put my favorite iguanodon flashcard in there, so that makes me think of him. It's so cute. And then I also featured this in that haul from that Luca boutique. These are baby bow scissors from, I think, Merchant and Mills. They are the cutest thing ever. That's what they look like, but they fit perfectly into this little, it came with this little vellum envelope and I use it to protect it so it doesn't rip through my pocket here, but it fits perfectly into this pocket and they lay completely flat so it's not too bulky and I can still write in my notebook with that there. I always find I need scissors when I'm journaling or crafting, so. And there we are. That's my Midori setup. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and subscribing and liking my videos. Just wanted to come on here and quickly show you what I've currently got. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing with your Midoris. I know I got a lot of feedback from my last video of people suggesting a lot of channels or like how to search for Midori videos online. I didn't mean that there aren't a lot. I just meant that it seems like a lot of people are art journaling and using their Midoris as planners, etc., life planning and things like that. I haven't seen too many videos specifically for just journaling, just purely writing. A lot of people are using them as way more creative ways than I am. And I guess I was kind of looking for more videos of people are using them for just journaling and how they have it set up. So if you have recommendations, that would be great. But I'm pretty happy with the setup that I have right now. And yes, thank you for those who did suggest those videos. I am checking those out and I'm finding a lot of inspiration from those people. So once again, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video.